Well, good morning, everyone. Warm welcome to my YouTube channel, Making It in Austria. I'm your host, Adela. We are way above 90 episodes, which makes me very, very happy and grateful for every guest that we have had over the last years. And today is a very special guest with us from Salzburg. We have Nela Pećić. Nela, warm welcome.
Hi.
Warm welcome. Thank you for joining this morning. I know we had a couple of people from Salzburg or who have lived in Salzburg and then decided to move some time ago to Vienna. So it's a pleasure to have one more guest. And Nela, I would like to ask you to introduce yourself to our audience this morning. You have many titles, many responsibilities and roles that you play in your life. So please, as you wish, short or long, and then we go into the conversation.
Okay, thank you, Adela, and thank you for having me here for this super cool interview and for your blog on YouTube. Yes, my name is Nela, and I am living in Salzburg right now, but I moved to Austria when I was 2 years old. So my parents moved to Bad Gastein. They opened a restaurant there. And so I'm here almost 36 years.
Wow.
Yes. I went to school in Salzburg. I studied economics at the Wirtschaftsuniversität, Vienna Business School
Yes.
in Vienna. And then I moved back to Salzburg. And here now I live with my little family. And I'm working for Spar, for the IT company of Spar. And there I am leading a project for equal opportunity in the IT industry. Yes. And also I am the founder of Balkan Minds.
Mm-hmm.
And Balkan Minds is a platform for people with a migration background from the Balkans, but we also welcome other cultures, groups, communities in this network. Yes.
So thank you, Nela. You opened a couple of topics and I can hear the little one in the background. So
Okay.
So if you want to bring him or her, please do so. I had Esma.
No, it's okay because my partner is taking care of the kids too. But our walls are very thin, so sometimes you will hear the kids.
All good. Yeah, they are more than welcome. I had our daughter Esma for a couple of interviews, and one of them where I usually tell that where I prepared so in details, like what and where, and when my husband comes home, and then he takes her, and so on and so forth. So it was so nicely planned. And then in reality was totally different. So she was sitting with me the whole interview. So basically I was entertaining her next to me. When the dad came, he took her to the other room and then she immediately started crying and you could hear her. So he brought her back.
Oh, okay.
And we continued doing that. So it's life. It's
life.
Yeah, and it's rich and often unpredictable, and that's very, very. It is. So especially with the kids, and they want all of our attention in those early years. So, Nela, which one of these projects would you like? Should we talk more about Balkan Minds now? So, would you like to talk more about Balkan Minds? So, how I'm curious. So, I remember it's been now some years because I was one of the jury members back then. Was it one of the first Balkan Minds awards that you had? So tell us a little bit about it. How did you come to this idea? And where do you how is it going? And where are you taking this great network?
Yes. So since I'm living long years here in Austria, I experienced a lot of negative and positive situations because I'm a person with a migration background. So I would like to talk about these situations, and this led me to form this network. So, for example, negative experiences were that I was sending 100 applications for a marketing position before I finally find something similar to start my career. So I felt that my multiculturalism was a negative thing. But then during my studies in Vienna, I found a really great job where my multilingualism, so that I speak Serbian and German and English, was an advantage for this job. Because they were searching someone who could speak the Balkan languages, Bosnian, Serbian, Croatian. And then I realized that everything was in my mindset, because I was sure that my multiculturalism was something negative, but in fact it is an advantage for me. So I started this job at a company in Vienna, and afterwards I quit. Then I moved to Salzburg, and in Salzburg, then when I was when I got my first child, we went to the playground, and at the playground, when I was speaking with my daughter in Serbian, I felt like people were okay, it's Serbian language. Then this came again, this negative perspective on my multiculturalism, and then I said, okay, stop, I have to do something. Now I'm on maternity leave. I would like to start something online. And so I founded Balkan Minds, the network, and I started to interview people in my field, so my friends and the people I know here in Salzburg. And I told their stories, and these stories were really similar to each other. And then also how I expanded my network was that I searched for people online on LinkedIn or on social media, and I searched for really interesting people who have a lot of similar experiences like me, who were maybe founder of companies, and I asked for an interview. I just wrote them a short message, hey, do you are you interested in? And that's how my network grew rapidly. And this is also something what I can recommend others who move here. Don't be afraid to just talk to people, or go on social media and just write people who you think you may have similar experiences with. Yeah.
Thank you, Nela, for sharing. So I'm reflecting on two conversations that I had over the last 10 days, let's say. So as you said, so one of them was with a lady that came here, and she said she's struggling to build up to Vienna, now living for a couple of years, and is now having her own business. And she says that she struggles with building up her network. Because she says, I write many people, but they don't answer.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have experienced the same. Yeah, it's normal, but you don't have to don't give up. I would say don't give up. So
yes, I said the same, and I said, like, look, try, online world, I love the online world as well, and it's perfect in some senses. And some years ago, we had to be in the online world with all the corona and the lockdowns that followed. But I said, try to, combine it with the real world, really, because I believe in my case, I have many virtual connections, people that I have really nice conversations, but never met them in person. And I talk to them like regularly when there's a need to it. But over the last years, especially since I went back to work, and the little one went to the daycare, and I went full-time working, and I realized I have really limited time, and I really wanted to meet people in person. So I prioritized all the possibilities, like early morning for a coffee and a chat and walk, or like lunches, to really meet people in person. Because for me, even though I know many people, many of them really have been very helpful and responsive, I do feel very good when I have real people around me. Like real.
But that's also how we met.
Yes, online, and then
then we went to the playground
with the kids. So where do you go with the kids? To the playground. So I think it's really important to combine it, like really not like online world is great, has its own advantages, but every chance I have, I meet people, even if it's like half an hour or 15 minutes, or just say hi, and I just really to get the feeling, okay, I know the real conversation that can be really life-changing as well. So it's like really, they hold me for like weeks. And I'm that kind of person that I really draw experiences from that. But she didn't have anything let's say negative. But the other person that I just spoke the other day was, and I think I'll for sure recommend her, your Balkan Minds, that had a lot of injustice, I would say. That's the word. That she experienced over the last year. Very, very ambitious, very skillful, very knowledgeable, very strong in her field. But she feels like that she's not, on the track with everything she did. And then she was giving me some examples, how she was always missed for the promotion, even though she gives, I don't know, 150% at work, and other people get promoted, or the externals are brought in, and so on, and all the other things that she experienced, because she has a different name, first and last name. So I believe what you do is very, very important, to have this space where people come together and realize, well, it's not just me,
there are similar experiences throughout
Yes.
the network, and we are also organizing meetups in Vienna, in Graz, and in Salzburg, where people come together and talk about the topics, the problems, the chances they have, and cooperations and so on.
Yeah, I think that's very, very important to be close. I think we need more of this. Of course, we professionally. So if you look at people around you, I believe in your network. So everybody has bachelor, masters, looking for a PhD, always on a what's next, another education. And I felt through this, because I meet many people in person, outside of the internet bubble, and outside of, the world that can see it, but really in private for a coffee and chat, where people open up. And then you have this, what we are longing for, I think, is this, personal connection, and talk to one another, and just sharing with one another, and like sort of, therapy, in a way where you realize, okay, it's messed up, it's wrong, but it's not me, it's not me. And even though everything's were against me, against all the odds, as we like to say, I pulled it through, and look where I am. So I think this reflection, and realizing, okay, where we have started and where are we now, and what have we overcome, as you said, challenges and problems. I believe it's empowering. It's empowering to see, like, okay, it lifts up, you feel like, okay, I drew a lot of from stories of other people, from their experiences, what they do, and how did they overcome. So you sometimes feel you're not making a progress, but then you just do a leap for years, and then you're like, okay, this looks very something that I looked for even better.
Yeah, definitely. And in Salzburg, there is also a Facebook group called English Speakers in Salzburg.
Okay.
And there are also a few people who introduce themselves there on a posting with a picture, and they say, hey, I moved here recently. I would like to meet new people. How about to go on a walk or grab a coffee or something? And this also works fine for those people. And there was also one woman, she was from the Balkans. I wrote her and said, hey, there are Balkan Minds meetups here in Salzburg. Join us. And she came. So this, I think, social media, like you mentioned, is really good for the first step, and then meet in person.
So Nela,
also,
please go ahead. Sorry.
And if I can stop in the topic of integration,
Yes, please.
I can say that integration is how do you call it, mutual responsibility. So both sides should give and take. E.g., for example, the country you move should provide opportunities. So the government or the institutions or networks and so on should provide opportunities for a good integration, like events, meetups, a welcome to the country, and so on. But on the other side, the people who move here should be open to these opportunities. And take responsibility to go there, to search actively for, hey, where are the events? Where can I meet people? Is there something offered by the government or by different networks? And this is, so I would like to highlight the benefits of these offerings to the individuals, so that they go there and really take the chance to meet new people in these situations. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, and try to meet this. When we moved to Vienna, and it's been now 11 years, there were people saying, oh, there's this Bosnian community and this community and that in Vienna, which is normal. It's like natural because there's quite many people here. However, our tendency was back then, like, I want to meet so many other people as well. I want to experience different people and cultures and places and so on. And then, I started actively looking into that. So I honestly didn't know what's there offered by the government and so on. But I was just really actively looking for the opportunities, because I was back then looking for a job, and we had many things that we wanted to achieve and experience, and we were here for for a kind of a mission in a way. So it was every day was going out and meeting new people and trying to figure out, okay, where am I? So like, what is this place, and so how do I feel here? And then trying to meet as many people as possible. And I feel over the last couple of years has been way better, I think, in a sense of, I remember back then it was very limited number of associations that were available in here, also international ones, also the ones that, that are available in a couple of languages. So nowadays it's much better, where you have many more opportunities and meetups and events and conferences and opportunities. And as well, I think I also always recommend people, like, look for the mentoring options, like really go for one of these associations and look for the mentorship options, because you're not alone. There are many of the associations that can really that have great mentors who are also themselves coaches, and they're well trained, so they can support you with whatever you're going through. You're not alone. I think that's the underlying thing. topic that you're not alone. Whatever you come from, whatever it has been your experience, you're not alone. You just, there's like one person missing in the link, so to connect you to the next person and to show you like what exists, behind the scenes. So that's really, really important. So to everyone listening this, just please grab your next opportunity and connect with people and talk about what you're going through, because it's not only in your head. It's really important that we talk to each other and share and come together. And
and I can highly recommend to follow. So if you're a social media person, so to follow sites like the Vienna city, the Salzburg city, the Graz city, or the different cities in Austria, because they have a site, and as Instagram site or a Facebook site, and they post a lot of events and this mentoring opportunities on their sites. So there you can get the information, and also follow the Wirtschaftskammer Österreich. They also have a mentoring plan. Also, there is something new now. There is it's called Mentoring Austria, and Mentoring Austria is really cool, because they are starting now with these mentorships and starting to introduce programs in whole Austria. So follow them and go to the events. It's how do you call it? Gratis.
It's free of charge.
It's free of charge.
It's available to all of us. Yes. As you said, and I would like to say to people that if they feel, there are some who have tried things, but they feel discouraged, like, okay, it didn't work. Yeah, it happens. It really happens. And, if you struggle, if you tried many things and you struggle to find the next link, so feel free to connect to Nela. I'm sure Nela knows places, and I know some places. And then when we are happy to give you some next link, or go to the next meetup from Balkan Minds, because it is the fact that some people just, even though you write them nicely or 3 times on LinkedIn and you have a purpose for that, it just, you don't get the answer. And just don't get really discouraged by that and feel like, just it happens. It happens to me that I miss some of my messages, not because I don't want, but it's just like there's so many things in between, and I tend to follow up. But just go out and connect to us, and we'll give you some tips to the next person that might be helpful along the way. And also Nela's podcast on the stories on the Balkan Minds, and also on the Making It in Austria. You can always connect with people that are there, that we have interviewed. They are very approachable, very supportive. They can also give you a hand and connect you with the next person, or be a listening ear for 15 minutes, just to give you the next tip. Nela, we talked about how you network. Is there anything else? You mentioned it, how you did it with building up the Balkan Minds, and is there something else that you would like to share, underline? So what has been really helpful for you?
For me, it was easy to build a network, because I already live a few years here in Austria. So I went to school here. I have already my friends and my social network here. But when I moved to Vienna, I had to start from scratch. So I had to build my network in Vienna. I was 20 years old when I moved to Vienna, so I went to cafes, to bars, to the discotheque, and it's easy to connect with people when you are in this field of dancing and having fun and so on. But I also joined groups and sessions at the Vienna University of Economics. So and there I also met people who had similar experiences like me, who have a migration background and so on. And then so we connected, and that's how I built my network in Vienna. So, and then back to Salzburg. I became a mom, and then you have to start to mom friends, search for mom friends who have similar
schedule, I would
mindset,
say. Yes.
mindset, yeah,
And
like
schedule, you know, like
yeah. Yes, similar schedule. Yeah, so when does the baby sleep and when does the baby eat and so on. But and then I joined also mom groups, and I think so. My personal experience was that social media connected me really fast, and also if someone is not answering, then you try and try again, and so.
there's always a way, you know.
There is always a way. Yeah,
Okay.
and I founded Balkan Minds, and with Balkan Minds also
Yeah.
again the network started to grow, and
Yeah.
yeah.
So then people come to you. So one of the tips I give to people is if you have a network, for instance, if you an association that you really like, so you like to go there, they're great people, they have a good program, so they have like really nice initiatives around, and you like to be there. So like why not to engage in you know voluntarily, so to give some of your time to the network and say, okay, I want to engage, I want to, you know, help with whatever marketing or social media or organizing next event. So that's also very empowering. So it's like because you get the opportunity and people come to you as well, right? So because if you are within the organization, people then tend to come to you and ask you and you know bring ideas up to you, and you know it's like you opening up the world of collaboration. You know, it's like you just are seen as a person that helps and supports, and then people start coming to you and bring new ideas, and you come to them and so on. So it's like really very good, like really good way to get in and like really to, you know, give your time, volunteer, and with that you get really to build up your network very quickly, because people remember you, they keep seeing you, you keep organizing and doing things for the network. So it's just it grows very
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, and there is a nice quotation that says
Okay.
that inclusion means that you are not just invited to the party, you have to be there in the organization team.
You see, you know, it
Yeah, so
came
this is
from
inclusion, as you talked about. So that
yeah.
that when you are part of the organization team, you are
Mm.
really in the middle of
Yes.
this happening.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I love that one, Nella. Before we wrap up, so thank you so much. I enjoyed it very much with you this morning. And
Me
before
too.
we,
Thank you.
yes, it's lift ups the whole day. Before we, even though I have a sunset right on my picture, but it's just one of the pictures. Uh, Before we close for today, so of course I will link all the contacts, and people will get the chance to you know to connect with you on LinkedIn and to Balkan Minds as well, all the meetups that you're organizing around Austria. Before we wrap up, any books, anything that you would like to recommend to people to read? What's on your reading list these days?
On these days on my reading list is the Gruffalo. I don't know if you know this book for children, but no, I love the book of Maria Montessori. There is there is a story, and it's called Maria Montessori, and I love the book of it's in German, Die Tochter meines Vaters. It's about Sigmund Freud.
Okay.
And I'm like now on this psychological
Yeah.
path right now. But I also have a really good book that said that it's called Mindfuck,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about why you sabotage yourself.
Oh,
And this is my I love this book because it's really
yeah.
it was really good
Yeah.
written by the author, and
Yeah.
lists a lot of things and reasons why you sabotage yourself and why you are not coming out of your comfort zone, and it also gives you a lot of recommendations how to go out of your comfort zone.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I just noted it on my book, and then I will link it to it. Yeah,
cool.
that's a really good one, Nela. We need more of those to become aware of the things that we do to ourselves and to not to progress consciously or unconsciously, and we have to reprogram a lot of things that we picked up over the years, and they don't serve us anymore. Basically, it's the way. So thank you, Nela. Thank you so much for this morning and for all the insights and what you have shared with us. And I wish all the best for the next years for Balkan Minds.
Thank you very much. And the children are not crying anymore, so we could extend this interview right now. No, I'm just kidding.
We could, or I'm sorry, I'm not in Salzburg. We could catch up with a coffee.
But I invite all those people who are hearing and seeing this interview. I invite to connect with me, to write me. I definitely will respond, because this is my community management, and I love it. I love to connect with new people and hear their stories, and also meet in person, because I also plan a lot of traveling next year. Also Vienna. I love Vienna. So I lived there for 8 years. So I will definitely come also to Vienna again. And I'm in Salzburg. So connect with me.
Yes. Everybody connect with Nela, connect with Balkan Minds, check up when are their next meetups, engage with the community and make the best out of it. Thank you, everyone. And yes, our next Making It in Austria end of the year get together is on the 25th of November. It's Monday. We're going to do a beautiful flower flow workshop. We're going to create our own crowns. We're going to crown ourselves. We're going to talk about this year, about our strengths and resources with beautiful Gina and Ivona, who will lead this workshop. And we've been lucky enough to be also sponsored by ABBA Services, Invest in Austria. So this came out of blue, because Gina was working on it. So thank you everyone in the community helping. There are so many things happening in the background that I'm not aware of it, and they're beautiful and they just come together. So thanks everyone for being so much supportive. And if you have not, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel, support the stories worth sharing. Thanks everyone, and have a beautiful day, week, and take good care.